Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
The Sphere Network. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today at advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Baptiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680.
What's up, people? Welcome back to Technocrats, where we talk about the ins and outs of technology to empower the digital you. I'm the host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins, of course. You can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at G Hawkins, and that's G Hawkins with a Z. And I'm sitting here with the lovely, the one and only Ari McKinney. What's up, Ari?
I'm good. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Princess Leia. Yes, Leia. That's it.
Leia.
Got it. Messed it up on the Patreon, but I got it on this. Got it. What's up? How's everything going?
Everything is copacetic. Good. How are you?
I'm good. I've had better days, but I'm here, so I won't complain. I'm doing what I love, so here we are.
Exactly.
Here we are, folks, and guess what? We just wrapped up a Sphere exclusive, so this will go live shortly. I'm not going to say when because we got to wrap the intro on it, but go live shortly where we talked about some of the must-haves for 2019 in regards to tech in your home. And, of course, we've got a few items that are on our table right now that we discussed during our Sphere exclusive. So for those that are tuned in right now, if y'all aren't on Patreon, y'all are not getting this extra content, but we just broke all this stuff down that's on the table except for my phone. Let me move my phone, and except for the water. Let me move the water. And the ads. I'm taking the ads too, but we talked about everything else that's in this shot right now. So make sure, folks, y'all subscribe with us on Patreon so you can get access to all this extra content that we're putting out. And not just this show, every show on the network. But we've got a good item of things, a good slew of things, tech news that you can use here. So let's kick it off with that.
Yes,
Let's talk about a little tech news for the people, stuff you could use. Now, Ari, you brought something to the table that I think is disturbing and important to talk about. So let's just dive into this. What's going on with these hackers and this so-called mega leak?
Yes. So a security researcher has identified a mega leak of 2.2 billion, that is billion with a B, usernames and passwords by an anonymous collector. The collection is dubbed Collections 1 through 3. And essentially it is a collection of various data breaches that have happened over the past year that they have consolidated into one giant 2.2 billion people long list. And, whilst, again, some of these have come from breaches that have already, been identified, such as through LinkedIn or Dropbox. What's crazy about it is this is the largest compilation of usernames and passwords that have ever been released. And they're not really sure why it's been done. There are two theories that this researcher is floating around, one of which is that it's possible that a friendly hacker stole or purchased the data and then leaked it broadly to devalue the product. In other words, to make it, less appealing for hackers to use in a devious way,
Yeah.
or that an unfriendly hacker has compiled it to trade it for some more with another hacker for some more valuable data. So
Sure.
it hasn't been determined yet what what their intent is with this information, but that's a lot of usernames and passwords.
No, I agree. You're talking 2.2 billion. We're talking almost a terabyte, and we're talking 800 plus gigs of data. That's a lot of gigs of data, folks. Most of y'all don't have 800 gigs of storage space on your computers, let alone to have that much in just records, people's credit card numbers, social security numbers, things like that. This
Yes.
is really, really serious. And I think what I've never thought about that you just mentioned is that these hackers are not just stealing this data so that they could use it for whatever. They're leveraging this. So this has an associated value, and this data is being traded for other stuff. So that just tells you how minuscule we are, that it's all about the collective data, not just, one particular person's social security number or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, and yeah, but before I read this, that's not something that I thought about either. But all the data that hackers steal has on the dark web a monetary value.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you can compile a list of 2.2 billion people's data, and I have no idea what the monetary value of that could be, but enough that it's enough leverage to trade it for something that the original hacker may deem more valuable than this collection, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and I could see it becoming, this kind of stuff growing and then being worth or valued for nuclear weapons or something along those. Like,
Right.
I could see it becoming something very, very serious, very, very fast.
Yes, absolutely. And there is a website that you folks can go to check to see if your data is among the 2.2 billion people whose has been compromised. That website is sec.hpi.de/ILC/search. I did a search on my email address, my primary personal email address, before we came on air, and mine showed that my data had been compromised in 2016, 2018, and as recently as this month, which I'm assuming is coming from collections 1 through 3. So that means that my information was as part of this ginormous collection. So we're advising everybody to check that out, see if any, use your various email addresses, see if you're a part of that, and definitely go in and change your passwords if you find that you have indeed been affected by this in some way.
Indeed. And Monique asks, do they have any idea of who or any values or are the geological area that is being traded in? So any idea on who or what is being traded in what geographical area that this is happening? Mo, I don't know. Do you know, Ari?
Well, it's people's email addresses and passwords mostly.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why they advise you to go in and throw in your various email addresses and see, and they will send you like almost immediately an email with a little chart that'll show you exactly what data has been, compromised in what month and year. As far as the monetary value, we don't know exactly what it is. That's kind of something that I guess gets shopped around on the dark web. But again, whatever monetary value it's been established for it, is something that could possibly be worth being being traded from the original hacker. But it's the original source of it is anonymous, so we don't know.
Yeah, and it could be in any area. This could be, happening in Russia. It could be in Moscow. It could be in
Exactly.
South America. It could be in Africa. It could be in Australia, on any continent across the globe.
Right.
Because literally, data is that one thing that kind of makes us all very flat and layered. There's no boundaries when it comes to data. It could be anywhere and everywhere.
That is one area where we all become equal in that sense.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Same darn time. Speaking of that time, this particular portion of the show is sponsored by the ladies over at Houston Housewives of Finance. So, did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 millions of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans say they don't have enough in savings, and 39% of other Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. Don't become one of these statistics, folks. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 844-700-4463 or send them an email to info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask them how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finances are the new faces of the new age of financial services. So yes, indeed, folks, get your coins right. Let's pivot a little bit, Ari, and let's talk about some of our digital trends.
Yes.
So
So,
when we do digital trends is all about the things, the new hotness, stuff that's coming down the pipe, things that we want you to be aware of. And one of those things is something we've talked about a lot through different applications like Facebook, and how you can post a photo and then it will actually say, hey, is this such and such? Well, how did Facebook know that this photo is this person? Or when you take a picture through Google Lens, and if you've got another photo of this person, you go back and look at your photos, it groups them all together, and then it will associate to a contact in your phone. Well, how did this software know this person? That's called facial recognition. And Ari, it looks like there's some hot stuff going on in San Francisco that could possibly hurt a lot of people in this facial recognition business. What's going on here?
yeah, so a gentleman by the name of Aaron Peskin, who is a member of San Francisco's Board of Supervisors, has proposed a ban this past Tuesday, a ban on facial recognition software throughout the city, as part of a suite of rules to enhance surveillance oversight. So essentially, it would require city agencies to get board approval before buying new surveillance technology, and puts the burden on the city agencies to publicly explain why they want this surveillance technology and to expose the potential harms in using said technology. He's not persuaded that the benefits of having surveillance technology outweigh the potential for the government to use it for coercive or oppressive ends. And that's kind of what piqued my attention about the article is what are these potential, harms that can come from using the software. Mainly, it comes from the fact that it kind of has some built-in biases, which we've talked about machine learning, and how unbiased can a software be when the programmers of the software have inherent biases. Mm-hmm. And so what it found was that it nearly perfectly identifies the gender of men with light skin, but it very frequently misidentifies the gender of images of women of color. Also, it found that in going back and reviewing said surveillance, when you type in words like gorilla or monkey, it will pull up images of Black men and women.
Wow.
Yeah. So, he's a proponent of doing away with this, and I see some of my Bay Area friends are listening here. Shout out to Caden. So, what do you think?
So, my initial thoughts, and this is for anybody who's, watching us right now on Facebook Live, any people who are in the Technocrats Discord channel, you're listening to this show live right there. Here's the thing. We want technology to do the right things. One of the reasons why technology is so big is because it's something that should be able to be unbiased, which means that the coders have to be as unbiased as possible. It should be something that does not discriminate, and which means that people behind the scenes who are creating the logic for these things need to be able to not discriminate. And if there are these false positives, because that's what I'm gonna call them, Ari.
Right.
When you're doing a search for a gorilla or a monkey or whatever the case, then it brings up someone of African descent. Then to me, we need to put in safeguards so that that doesn't happen. It's not that difficult. If I do a Google search on Amazon for gorilla, it's not going to bring up, African American dolls, right? Because
Right.
it's designed properly not to do that. So I'm sure that there's ways to write the logic so that this doesn't cause these type of false positives. Now, and people need to think about that. Need to think about, how this can set us back. I don't think this is fair to even consider banning the technology in a city, when I think that if you can take this as a learning opportunity, do it right, then this can become the standard for other cities. So I think it's a opportunity that I hope they don't miss.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it does have some serious implications. I mean, if you're trying to review surveillance for, let's say, a potential crime, and, the software is not able to identify, whether a person of color is a man or a woman or a
Mm-hmm.
gorilla for that case, I think you run into some serious problems there. But, part of this, at the very least, if not banning it, he does also want to include, legislation that would say that the current surveillance technology that's being used, like there would be a regular audit process that would need to happen in order to help identify and correct these. If a full-on ban doesn't
Yeah.
take place. So, and I believe Oakland has started, doing a similar thing, or they're considering a similar thing. So it seems like a lot of the cities in the Bay Area is kind of where this is starting. So yeah, I mean, I would like to see, I don't know though. Can you trust the people who are, coding it to set aside their biases while they're doing it? Obviously not right now, based on what's happening. So, I think it puts a lot of trust in the hands of the programmers,
It
and
does.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, and someone in the chat said that the programming could potentially be racist, which means obviously we've got to do the due diligence. And when I say we, meaning the society as a whole, we have to push to make sure that whoever's writing the algorithms is as unbiased, as unracist as possible, because literally, the machine is doing what it's told to do, or the and which changes when we start talking artificial intelligence, where it's learning over time. Because then if it's learning from racial tendencies of humans, what's the word I want to use? So biases that we have.
Societal biases.
Yeah. So, subconscious biases and things like that, then like it becomes this whole other thing of having to put in safeguards. So, the flip side is, once all this is done, then you've got this type of technology, facial recognition, that, as Monique mentions, can help stop crime, can help other ways and save money throughout cities and countries and states, that could, put populations in a very good position using technology. Same way now we have cell phones, same way that we have other tech that we have available to us. We've used it for positive use. And I mean, obviously there's always going to be something bad, but
Right.
we have to think about that moving into it.
Yeah, I think too, it points to a larger issue that we don't have enough diversity when it comes to perhaps, programmers, or just tech in general lacks a lot of diversity. And I think just having some variation of cultures at the table could solve a lot of these problems.
Oh, I agree. As diverse as possible. Speaking of
Yes,
diversity,
representation.
we're about to diversify this show, folks, because guess what? you can't watch here no more. You got to go subscribe. So head over to sphere.tv/Technocrats. We got a few options. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, all the major platforms where podcasts can be found, including Spotify and iHeartRadio. You can also share this out with your family and friends, your colleagues, your loved ones. You can give us some constructive criticism. We want to know how we're doing. We want to continue to build great content and shows for you. So make sure you share it out. Let people know that, hey, you've got the technology-based news that you can use. And last but not least, if you truly love what we're doing, the actions speak louder than words. And like Monique has done and countless other Ari has done, and she's one of our hosts here, head over to the sphere.tv/donate. We got a couple of options. You can donate one time on the website, or you can join these elaborate folks over there at Patreon. These are our Patreon subscribers, people that are sowing a seed into what we do here, what we build here, the content we deliver for you all for free, all this stuff that happens right in your own backyard here in Houston. But guess what? We've got exclusive content for you all and other little neat tricks and things that we're doing to sow into you. So make sure you head over to that donate page, become a Patreon subscriber, get some of these Sphere exclusive contents, and then kick it with us after the Facebook goes off right there in Discord. I'm chopping it all up today because I'm freestyling. Hop over there in Discord. We're having a full-blown conversations. We're talking about the whole episode. You get it before anyone else does. So without further ado, Facebook Live, I've tongue-tied myself to death on this one. We will see you all later, and we're going to keep this show rolling right here at the Sphere. So, shout out to everybody over in Discord, the people that are in our Technocrats channel. Want to say what's up to you all so we can keep this party rolling for conversations. Just hop in, say hello. I will say this just as a technical note for those in Discord right now. You may not be able to hear Ari because she's on the same console that our Discord server is running on that's piping the audio in. So our apologies for that, but I will relay any messages that need to be relayed. But we're going to keep this party rolling. Ari, let's move over to our Gamers Wanted. Yeah. I get excited for Gamers Wanted simply because this is my stuff, man. And I grew up as a gamer for a very long time. You hear that classic tune in the background. Everybody has heard that tune from Mario. And man, oh man. Speaking of Mario, looks like Nintendo has revealed its top 10 best-selling Switch games that are out to date or for right now, because obviously this may change over time. And we're just kind of going to go in and just talk a little bit about this top 10 list. Now, once again, folks, this is strictly for Switch exclusive games. And there are a lot of games, there are a few games that have been ported, but there are a lot of games on this list. And we're just going to start this off at the top of the list. Number 1 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, you ever play Mario Kart growing up?
Yes.
So let me tell you, we used to play Drunk Kart 64 on a Nintendo 64. So basically, it's 4 of us. We're in our college dorms. And if you came in last, you had to take a shot. So you could see all of us racing, trying our hardest. You got Luigi there, Princess, Toad. Everybody is rocking, trying not to come in last, because if you take a shot and you keep coming in last, then you end up drunk as a skunk right there in college. So it was fun. I love that. And just to see Mario Kart still around, and it's on Mario Kart 8, I mean, the growth is just keeps on popping. Next, and that was at over 15 million copies. Below that is Super Mario Odyssey. And so Odyssey, I think, was the replacement for like your Super Mario 1, 2, 3, whatever. They flipped it and named it Odyssey. Did you say you have a friend that games, Ari?
I do. I do.
And have you ever played Mario Kart or Super Mario Odyssey with her?
No. Like, I haven't played any game other than Mortal Kombat. in a
Mortal
really long, like,
Kombat.
yeah, in years. But she's like a heavy Switch user.
Okay. Okay. Well, Super Mario Odyssey coming in number 2 at a little under, I think it was 13 million, or a little over 13 million copies. Now, we're gonna talk about this one because this is big, and I'm actually surprised it is in at number 3. And this is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Let me tell y'all, this is the tournament game. This is the game that people all over the world are playing. Millions of dollars in prize money. And this is obviously, as we talked about last week, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Super Smash Bros. Is that game. It's a fighting game. It kind of gives you that nostalgic feel of Mortal Kombat, like we mentioned earlier, or Street Fighter, but with a more, I don't want to say childish, but I'll say a more of a PG-13 feel to it.
Okay.
You know, a PG to PG-13 feel. That way, it's something that everybody can play, everybody can have fun with. I played it a couple of times. I haven't played it a lot, but it's definitely addictive, to say the least. Now, another one that people have heard of for sure is The Legend of Zelda. This one is number 4,
Oh,
is Breath of the Wild. I
I
hated Zelda
love
growing up.
I love the
I
game.
hated
What?
Zelda. Yeah, it took too much of my time. It was way too much. I couldn't get stuff done playing with Zelda, and I just didn't. Link and this sword and this shield, I was good on him.
I love Zelda. And like that was one of my favorite games when I was younger. Like I adore that game.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it made the list. One thing that was close to Zelda that I played on Nintendo was Castlevania. So I remember playing that. That was my game instead of playing Zelda, and it was very similar in a role playing game, and you had to read scripts and all this other stuff and get potions, and I was like, I can't do this for 2 games. I got it for 1. You got me on 1, but not for 2. I'm not gonna do it. Coming in at number 5 to round out the top 5 is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I have never played this game.
Nor I.
I don't know
My
what
son might have.
I don't even know what that is. But I don't know if you're throwing a little ball or something like that. Who knows? Do you remember when that Pokemon game came out and with the augmented reality and everybody
The
is,
Pokemon Go.
yeah, like so
I did
Pokemon,
it.
yeah, let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee. It's crazy. I'm good on all that.
That got a little dangerous. People were like walking out in the middle of the street without looking, and it was
Yeah.
crazy for a while out in the street.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. And then number 6 comes in at Splatoon 2. I've never heard of
I've
Splatoon or
never heard
played
that.
it. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I just went over to another page to look at it, and it doesn't, well, there's an expansion pack for it, but, oh, okay. It looks kind of like Mario Brothers Odyssey, so to speak. So for anybody who's on it, it's very Odyssey-esque. Splatoon 2 coming in at number 6. Number 7, Super Mario Party. Obviously, you got to keep the Marios in place. And we'll round these out. Number 8 is 1-2 Switch. Number 9 is Mario Tennis Aces. And number 10 is Kirby Star Allies. Yeah, I know none of those bottom 5.
Me either. Mm-mm.
None of
I
those.
mean, I've heard of the Pokemon one, but I've never. After that, I'm clueless.
Yeah, and obviously they're doing well. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. People are having fun, and here's the thing. Tell me if I'm wrong. The Nintendo as a whole, has always aimed their console to be very PG-13 anyway.
Yeah.
So to me, this kind of makes sense for us to end up with these games that kids are probably playing versus things like Call of Duty, things
Right.
any of the Halos, which is an exclusive for Xbox, or any of the other games that aren't necessarily exclusives. I wouldn't expect them to be high on the Switch list because those aren't. If you're playing those games, you're probably buying a PS4 or an Xbox One X, or you're playing on console.
Right.
And what is your son playing right now?
He's got one of the Nintendos.
One of them.
I'm like one of them. Yeah, I am like again, admittedly like not a gamer. It's not my thing. He plays a lot of his games though. Like honestly, on his tablet, he likes, he's 5, so I gotta kind of be monitoring like what's appropriate because I don't need him stumbling upon Call of Duty or something like
I know, right?
that.
Yeah, we don't need you falling into that one, good sir. No, sir.
No, that's a
Don't do
definite
it.
no. Mm-mm.
Do not do it. But
No.
yeah, it is what it is. Those are the top 10 Switch games, but from a sale perspective as of right now. So we'll keep you up to breast for those out there that are Nintendo Switch fans. And this last portion of the show was sponsored here by us at The Sphere. So are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send us an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. And there it is, folks. There it is. Are you got big plans for the weekend?
No, like I'm work, man. Like I said before the show started, it's been like crazy, which I'm not ever gonna complain about having a lot of work because that's amazing. But no, I'm working on some really cool projects with some nonprofits, and I'm gonna be planning and hosting a Acton Children's Business Fair here in Houston in May. So I'm just starting to kind of get that together and start working with some little budding entrepreneurs. And so yeah, I'll just be working on getting that together.
That's what's
So
up.
if any of you guys have any kids that might want to participate and have an entrepreneurial spirit, get at me on social media.
Yeah. Matter of fact, go ahead and give it out. Let the people know where
Yeah.
they can reach you at, my dear.
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram at Dish with Ari.
That's what's up. And of course, you can reach me here or anywhere online at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. Just Google me, baby. And of course, you can hit us up in our Discord channel for anybody who's on Patreon. I'm in Discord. I keep the app running, so just hit me up in the general or hop in one of my channels, Technocrats, Boom Bap, or Startup Masters, and just at me at G Hawkins. I think my number at the bottom is like 38 something. I'll find it and give it all to you. Oh, there it is. It is 0340. So hit me up at G Hawkins on Discord. We will see you all next time, folks. Take care. Peace.